The info on the Supercats. So who do you verse? Like people that don't know enough about the Supercats, it's NBL 1 and it's the league before the NBL.
Correct.
So who do you verse and where do you go and give us an
good
info?
question. So a lot of it's mostly Melbourne-based teams.
Yeah.
And so you have your Elthams, your Waverleys, your Danny Nongs, but then you also we have Mount Gambier.
I was about to
in
ask.
the comp
I was literally
as well, the hometown.
That was what was tripping me because I got family over there and they're the Pioneers. And I thought I saw them at NBL and I was thinking, well, why would you be versing Melbourne teams and Mount Gambier? So that'd be the furthest you'd go.
Correct.
So you actually went to Mount Gambier to play.
We played a practice match against them in Portland, I think.
Okay.
And I never had to go there, thank goodness.
Yeah, I know. That's a long... So would they just take a bus and take off?
I think. I can't remember if they flew or not. Because, as we'll find out, that was when I was injured, so I didn't actually have to go.
Yeah. But you played in Melbourne? And you where's the furthest you've played? Or like places?
Yeah, so, I mean, in juniors, or in juniors, it would have been, somewhere in Melbourne. I remember playing games on like Wallen. Jeez.
Where's that?
That's a throw. That's like North Melbourne,
really?
kind of like far
north.
Yeah. You got your Wallens and your Danny Nongs is kind of far away. So really Melbourne.
Yeah,
like
Melbourne based.
Far Melbourne.
But then Mount
Gambier
is just completely the opposite direction, which is weird.
Yeah.
So obviously when you were recognised and chosen into the team, it must have been very special getting selected. Like, what was your initial thoughts when you did it? Was it a surprise to you, or were you sort of hoping and expecting, come on, choose me?
Yeah, there was a lot leading up to that. I guess out of 18s, then joining Geelong, I played under 20s for Geelong for a couple of seasons, then I played under 23s for Geelong for a couple of seasons, and then those were the years where I really started to find my game.
Yeah.
Started to find that I could play this game at a high level, started to probably believe that I could make it somewhere, and so, and then there were a few seasons actually training with the Supercats team.
Yep.
Without being in the team.
How was that like?
That was really good.
Was it intense?
Yeah, you had to learn how to play fast.
Okay. And how often was the training?
Twice a week.
Twice a week?
Yeah.
For how long? Couple of hours?
Couple of hours, 2 hours.
So, like, with those players you played with, they were like the full rostered team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
And then Nick Owusu's the bloke that stands out to me. Is he the games record holder?
That's a good question.
Well, because I did have a look on his profile and he said he played 360 games.
Wow.
That's a lot, but I don't know if it's the most or not. But he'd certainly be up there if it wasn't. Did you have a lot of time spent with him, or was it not really? Because he would have been good
Nick
to hang
pretty
around.
well. I did some training sessions with him as well.
Yeah.
I've played against him a bit, like in that social comp and stuff. And so he's a really great guy, really hard worker, really solid basketball player. And so, and the funny thing is, actually, when I was a junior, he was one of my coaches.
He was that,
just for training and stuff like that for the Eagles, correct?
So the same, So
really good guy. So I've had a bit to do with him over the years.
Yeah, and I guess everyone that had a bit, like you'd learn so much from players like that as well. And when you were there, what was the culture like at the Supercats?
It depends. Yeah, it depends what team. So, when I played under 23s for Geelong, I played 2 seasons, I think, with them, and it was really the 2 years where I started to find my groove, and so we had a coach called Darren Hindle, who just joined. I was overseas the year before that, and then I came and joined the team.
Yep.
And Darren was kind of welcoming him to the team, and those 2 years were really pivotal for me. He changed the culture. We were a losing team before that.
Geez, the atmosphere. I mean, I went and watched you a few years ago when you were playing, and the atmosphere, like, people come down and they watch games.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
The atmosphere was really surprising in my opinion, because I wouldn't say basketball locally. Would you say it's big? I don't know, because I was surprised at least. I wasn't expecting it to be that energetic, but it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
like, would you say
at a junior level, it's actually quite big.
Yeah,
like there's a
that's
lot
good.
of young people who play
There's a lot
and
of teams around.
yeah, a lot of teams, a lot of clubs.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
but
correct.
I guess I was just surprised because how many seats does the they call it the arena?
Yeah.
How many seats does the arena hold?
Is it? I don't know.
1,000 maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Because they seemed
bit under
sold
1,000,
out.
bit under 2,000.
Yeah.
Like that. So yeah, it's pretty full.
Yeah.
So anyway, so those 2 years in the under 23s team, which they call youth league.
Yep.
Our culture was really good.
Yep.
We made the finals
the
2 years. Yeah, we made the finals 2 years in a row, and so that was an awesome year.
Yeah. What did he do? What did the coach do to make it like such a?
He talked about culture and personal development more than X's and O's.
Right.
Which is probably the big, that was the biggest thing. He wanted to know you as a person. He wanted to know how he could push you. He wanted to know how you could,
and I guess
he could get the best out of you, you know.
Knowing everyone individually makes it
correct
a lot more enjoyable.
And so we went from, losing team to making the finals. And these were the kind of the years where I just grew. I started to understand how to play the game. He really taught me how to see the game and, slow down. How's the game unfold in front of you? Take your opportunities, and so I became, one of the top scorers in the league, and had the opportunity to get some awards and stuff like that. Really, because he believed in me, and what I could do.
We see it a lot too in coaches, and I'll go back to footy, but like Craig McRae, Collingwood's coach, last year, he just turned the club around.
Yeah.
But it's because it's about knowing people individually. And my current club coach for footy, if he's watching this, shout out to you. But we do a dinner with the coach, and it's good. It's a good little concept because you go out and you have a feed with your coach and you get to know people, and then after that, you get to relate more and you get to. So I think
100%.
And I think that's a big thing as a coach. And I don't know, I wouldn't go in the coaching role at all. I feel like I'd be a bit lost, but I feel like that's a very important thing, I guess, to build the.
Correct.
And it
depends who you are as a player too.
Yeah.
Like some players,
maybe people don't need it.
Yeah, some players just need X's and O's, go out and do this, perform really well. Think really quick thinking on your feet, like how to get stuff done. And then some players really need that journey with and discover who they are to get the best out of them.
It is. It must be a tough role being a coach.
Yeah.
But
because then for Darren, it was a lot about that personal growth stuff, and then when it would come to the court, he'd talk about defense, this is how we're going to play defense, and then offense, he'd be like, assistant coach, you just do the offense.
Did he cop a couple of sprays? We cop
sprays all the time. So
we've got to go into this. We don't. I copped a spray today in footy.
Really?
Yeah, we needed to win today to make finals. I already told you about this, but we didn't, which was a shame. But at half time, we were 30 points down, wet conditions. It's hard to come back in a game from 5 goals down with it bucketing rain. And we copped an absolute spray, but it's good. It's deserved. But you
love it?
Coach's sprays are so good. What's the best one you've heard?
That's it. So in I'm trying to remember my years here. So it would have been 2018. I was away in 2017, so I took a break from the game. I was overseas with my family. Came back in 2018. That's when I joined the team.
Yep.
And Darren went on as coach. That year we grew as a team.
Yep.
We made finals. The next year we were one of the top teams.
Right.
And we have to learn how to be a top team.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to win games, not drop bad games. But we just would start so slow some games. Like the Geelong Cats sometimes, just we'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then you'd call a timeout 3 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm having a look now. You're actually up, which is good, 27-50. Just having a look at the scores there. So you are doing all right, but
goodness.
You were losing to the Roos at the start of the quarter, which is a bit concerning, and then you lost
somehow I'm not
to the
surprised.
Dogs. So sometimes you're up and about, sometimes not. Is that it's the same with your team at the time?
Yeah. So anyway, that season we would go, first couple of minutes, we'd be all revved up at the start of the game, first couple of minutes, and then we'd be down by 10 or whatever it is. Come back to the bench, cop a spray.
Was it a timeout?
Yeah, timeout. They call a timeout.
Screaming. As soon as he did this, you're in for it.
They want to cop a spray, get back out on the court, and then, would go and play a bit better. And if we lost the game, we'd be like, that's because of our start.
Yeah.
But I do remember, and I actually, this is funny that I should have mentioned before when you were asking. I remember one game, I invited my mate up. The game was in Sunbury.
Yep.
I think we went up. We knew we were probably going to win the game. This was my second season there when we were playing well. I invited my mate up to come watch me play, and my first half was shocking. Like, it was just awful. I was lost the plot. I was just angry. Wasn't playing well. So I come off the bench, and Daz just comes over to me, and I can't even remember what he said. He's like, "You either get it together or you sit here."
Oh no,
like, something like this.
Oh no,
you know. And at that point, I was one of the guys. You know, you have try and score points, try and play well.
Yeah, you got.
And he just was like, "You're gonna sit here,
wow,
or you get it together."
Yeah, wow.
And went back on and actually had a very good second half.
So the sprays do work.
But yeah, no shortage of sprays.
So with the basketball sprays, are they different to the footy sprays? Because at footy sprays, they absolutely go off. And I haven't been sprayed in basketball, but obviously with a higher competitiveness in yours, you must get a couple.
Yeah.
What are they like? Like just full vocal?
Yeah. It depends on the coach.
Yeah.
I think. Because I guess I have the same question. I always think about in AFL and stuff like that. When your team's playing poorly and you go into halftime or quarter time, sometimes you're like, I hope they spray them.
Yeah.
Because, like...
they need it.
Because they need it. But sometimes it sounds like they don't, you know? And so, I don't know, like...
They are important.
Yeah, there's definitely times where coaches just lose it and have a go at the team or one player or... I mean, especially if there's something that you haven't done well a couple of times.
But like, even inside the arena, because at footy you're in your own club rooms, you're inside.
That's true.
It's insulated. You don't really hear much.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you're on the little sidelines and this bloke's giving you a massive spray, would the crowd hear it?
Well,
or is it pretty deaf?
That's a good question actually, because a lot of the time they have music and stuff playing in the background.
Yeah, true.
And so sometimes when you're in a timeout anyway and they're playing music, the coach has to yell. Yeah, they have to yell like over the noise and whatever it is. So I don't think a lot of the time people would hear. But man, you know it when you're in the huddle and someone's letting you have